What's up, guys? Today's Monday, doing my vlog. Want to give everybody an update on New York City. Just got back last night and had a great weekend up there. Want to kind of tell everybody about it and just talk about some other stuff too. So yeah, went up to New York on Friday night with several members of the leadership team. We took a bus up there, took the mega bus up. Really recommend the mega bus. It was great. I think it was $50 round trip, and we were able to go to New York and come back. And you can sleep, you can read, you can get on the internet, you can do whatever. So it was great. It was fast, 3 hours up, 3 hours back, and just had a good trip. So we got up there, I think Friday early. It was probably about 9:30 a.m. and did like some touristy stuff. Went to the Brooklyn Bridge, went to Manhattan, saw some things, walked around a bunch, took a bunch of pictures. And Friday night they had their first social event, which was a what's up, Moose? Which was a rooftop onesie party. So it was good. Everybody was up there hanging out right in Brooklyn on the roof of this nice apartment building, and we took a donation for charity for a local, I think they're going to give it to a local shelter where they're going to go volunteer in a couple weeks. They had a bunch of food, they had music, we were doing karaoke, we were doing Jenga, they had a little dance off. It was cool. It was a lot like a City Fan party in Baltimore. So it was neat to go up there and really see to see another city kind of embrace the idea and really understand the culture, because it is different. It is a different culture because it's on one hand you might say it's a do-gooders, but on the other hand it's people that know how to have fun, and know how to cut loose. It's kind of in the middle. We kind of rub. I always know when it's working. If I'm rubbing the church people the wrong way, I always know that City Fam is working. It's doing its job. I know that's funny to admit, but that's true. And honestly, you almost got to rub the other side the wrong way too, because they think that we don't partake in certain things that they're about either, so it kind of rubs them the wrong way. So it's kind of this weird place in the middle. That's how it's working. When it's rubbing these guys the wrong way and it's rubbing these guys the wrong way, you're in your sweet spot. So that's what we always intend to do. But I love going to New York. I posted about it the other day. Just I love going up there because it really makes you remember how small you are, because sometimes you get caught up into your own stuff and you just think that this is it, and then you get up there and you see just a sea of people and you realize how small you are. But it was good, and I'm really looking forward to having a reason to go back there on the regular and just help them get started, help them get off the ground. It takes a rare individual that can build a City Fam, to be honest. We've had a few people try. The only person that's really had any success is Amanda Phillips. She's done a great job up in Harford County, but we've had people in other places try, and I think it's, from the outside, it just looks like it's fun, and it is fun, but it's a lot of work. It's more work than I talk about. And when people realize how much work it is, that you have to, you have to be super dedicated. You have to, really have a heart for people, because you're not getting paid, you know what I mean? And when people realize how much work it is, sometimes they flake, you know what I mean? Which has happened to us a couple times. But I really think that these New York ladies that are kind of responsible for getting it off the ground, a couple of them specifically, Jocelyn Santana and Ramona Walcott, I'll mention you too, and there are some others that are helping them, but I really think they got what it takes. And actually, if you're watching now, I'm going to go ahead and show, if you're watching on YouTube, that is, because I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this video on YouTube. I'm going to edit in some clips here from New York to show you. On our way up to New York, pulling in. How you feeling about returning after 4 years?
It's exciting. Excited about tonight, meeting everybody. Just can't believe someone actually wants to do a City Fam in New York. So
they must like pain.
They must like pain. Yeah. So yeah, man, just to be here, great seeing the city, being with some great friends. I mean, that's what it's about, community. So it's gonna be fun seeing, meeting new people and getting a chance to share like how City Fams changed my life, and I really believe that City Fams can change their life if they give it a chance. So it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to meeting everyone that's coming.
Hi, how are you?
Congratulations, guys. I just want to take some stuff up.
I told my doorman.
Yeah, I told.
And she orders so much food.
I was like, I hope these people come because there's so much food.
I love this. It's so cute.
What's up, everybody? I'm here in New York City on the rooftop in Brooklyn. You can see the view behind me. It's a great view. Here for the first social event for the New York City small group. This is our first out-of-state group that's actually started to meet. We have a few other groups that are meeting, and
being part of City Fams. What was the reason?
So for me personally, it's what I needed a year and a half ago, because I needed community, I needed connection, and I went and got it in the wrong place with the wrong people. That's a whole different conversation. So it really provided for me what I needed a year and a half ago. And I'm meeting amazing people, like-minded people, and not so much like-minded people that you don't all have to do the same things. But it's really providing something that was missing in my life.
Family, friendship is about I show my insecurities and I'm not afraid to show my vulnerability. I'm not afraid to say how I feel. No one is judging you, and it's like a family and an extended family from your own family.
That fruit is so good.
Oh no!
That don't look good. Down here, try this.
No.
Don't move that table. It's not ending today.
Willis is like, no.
yeah, it was good. It was a good trip. We are literally now getting messages from people all over. I mentioned some of the places, but like LA really looks like they're getting off the ground. There's London is getting off the ground, a small group in London, and Naples, Florida. Those are the next 3 locations that I think are going to start. So that's pretty exciting for us. Literally getting messages every week from people that are finding our content on social media. Specifically, a lot of people on YouTube are finding us, and they're reaching out and they're seeing what I've always thought that they would see, just because, you know, the journey that I went through the last, several years, I was looking for this and it wasn't out there, and I suffered because of it. I was, just caused me to be more lonely and depressed. So I've kind of known that that there were people out there like me, that I couldn't have been the only one, and that when they found us, they were going to throw their hands up and say, holy shit, I can't believe you guys exist. And that's exactly what's happening. So yeah, it's good. It's exciting. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest, because I'm afraid to kind of really put my foot on the gas, because there's more things I could be doing to push the word out. Specifically, we got these small group videos for the Truth About Sex groups, and I could post those videos to YouTube, where it talks about the principles in the book, and then at the end it mentions, yeah, exactly, Marcy. At the end it mentions, okay, break into your small groups for discussion time. So if I was to post that on YouTube, I know it's going to spark a lot of curiosity, and people will start reaching out to us saying, oh, hey, what's up with these groups? More people are going to respond. And right now I'm still a little hesitant to do that, because everything that we're doing, everything that you guys see us doing, we're doing with one employee. Actually, not even an employee. She's a 4-day independent contractor. So of course, we have a great team of volunteers that do a lot of work. But there's still, it's hard to run an organization at a high level with just volunteers. So we're kind of like trying to be a little cautious about how fast we put the word out, because we don't want people to come in and then get blown out, you know, because we're not ready. So I think I'm gonna start posting the small group videos on YouTube in November, because our goal is to launch a bunch of new small groups in January, and like the 3rd week of January. So this will give people time to start getting their friends together and figuring out who they're gonna do the small group with. So our goal is, you know, to have these groups now that are meeting kind of finish their 8 weeks, and then, you know, they'll probably all become City Fam chapters, assuming they kind of pass everything. But after that, we'll go ahead and start the next round, the next semester in January, and hopefully we'll get a lot more groups, maybe even 10 or 20 groups off the ground at once in January. But hopefully by then we'll have all the bugs worked out. We may even have some other people working in the office with us. We just actually had a girl start today that was doing some marketing work for us, which is like, hallelujah, because I've been doing, you know, for the past several years, I've done 99% of it. So this gives me some freedom and allows me to, you know, be able to have a little mental bandwidth to work on other things that I'm passionate about. So it's good. Like I said, it's a little overwhelming because there's so much that has to happen. Like for us, you know, we're getting bigger, but we need to get better too, right? We have to get better locally as we get bigger, which is hard because typically you get better or you get bigger, right? Or hopefully you get bigger after you get better. So I'm really just kind of letting, you know, God kind of drive. It wasn't my idea for that video to shoot up to all these views and people to reach out to us. It wasn't my timing, it was his. So kind of just letting him, you know, drive it, and we're working as hard as we can to make it better while you know, we are allowing people to kind of learn more about us and start these small groups. But you know, so the social events, yeah, and the service events have to get bigger 100% locally. You know, I think the last Renegade we had maybe 20 people there, and at the last service event we had like a dozen. It was, you know, very low numbers in my opinion. And you know, when I think about City Fam long term, I think about like M&T Stadium being full for our volunteer after party. Like seriously, that's my goal. Is I want there to be, you know, 50,000 people volunteering in Baltimore, and the after party has to be at M&T Stadium, and like our entertainment is Justin Bieber, because you know, like that's what I see when I look into City Fam, because volunteering changes you. So why not get everybody volunteering? Give them an opportunity to go out, make it fun for them, get everybody serving on the same day. We go out and we, you know, feed all the homeless in Baltimore, or whatever, you know, do some really cool, maybe hundreds of different projects across the city, and that's where all the volunteers gather at the end. So those are the kind of things I see, bigger events. But at the same time, the events we have to get smaller too, because the purpose of the big events really is fun, yes, but I look at it more as an opportunity for people to come where they can connect with others to get them into small communities. So if you think like, you know, like a big circles and small circles, and this is, you know, like things that I talk about kind of not on camera typically, but life change happens for people when they're in small circles. When you're in close community with other people that really know what's going on in your life. When you're at big things, big events like our Renegades or big service projects, those are great and they're fun, but that's not where people's lives change. You have to be known by people, like maybe 15, 20, 25 people that really have to know your shit. They have to know what you're going through. If you're moving, they show up at your house. If you're sick, somebody picks up the phone, or several people hopefully pick up the phone and call you. You can't know that people on that level in big settings. So City Fam has to get bigger, our social and our service events have to get bigger, but we have to get smaller too. So what that means is our members have to really care about people. They have to want to pull people up one by one, right? And they have to be in small groups themselves so that when they pull the person up, they have somewhere to take them. So that means that City Fam has to probably partner with other healthy communities, other organizations that really care about people, that want to help people become the best version of themselves. And then we have to teach those people or train them on how to be our ambassadors at our events so that they can pull people back into their smaller communities. I don't know if any of this is making sense. I see it clearly, but there's a lot of things that need to happen for us to get to where we want to go, because the purpose of the big events is fun, but it's more about getting people there so we can get them healthy, you know, and not to say that only unhealthy people are going to come, but, you know, people need community. And you could see the most successful people in lots of different walks of life, and they might be a complete mess in one part of life. And if you don't have community, I would say it's 100% chance that, you know, something's not working in your life in one area if you don't have healthy community, because you need a support system. It's just the way that we were designed. So there's a lot to work on, you know, a lot, and it's overwhelming, because it's like, I know what it needs to look like at the end, like the end product needs to look like, but I don't know how to get there. You know, I'm trying to figure it out myself, you know, and working as hard as I can. And we are having success on some level, but to get to that place that I just mentioned, it's a lot of work. So, but, you know, hey, God's on the throne, right? God's in control, and we're believing that if this is all His idea, which I believe it is, then He's going to go ahead and do something really incredible through us. So what else do I want to tell you all about? We've been having strategic planning meetings every Thursday to really kind of flesh all this out. You know, we've been trying to figure out, are we going to be a franchise? Or are we going to be an association? It looks like we're going to be an association. So what I'm thinking is we're going to go ahead and get these other groups started. We'll let them use our name for maybe a small fee. Maybe we were thinking like, you know, just $250. Have 4 leaders each pay $250 for a year. So it'd be $1,000. We give you everything you need, the logo and, you know, all of our manuals and support, you know, create a website for you and all that. But then you would pay like $5 per month for every contributing member, and maybe a percentage of your donations. Your donations would run through us since we're a 501c3. I don't know. So that's kind of the initial idea, but nothing's carved in stone yet. But that would allow us to kind of hire people that could support these new chapters. So that's what we're looking at right now, and we'll see where it lands. But I want to give a special thank you to Seth Franz. Seth is with an organization called Volunteering Untapped. He actually came out to our meeting last Thursday, and he's just a wealth of knowledge because he's been doing this for longer than us, and he's built a really successful organization in that, and they're smart. He's a smart guy, and he came and he was here for a couple hours and just kind of poured his knowledge on us, and it was awesome. So thank you, Seth, if you're watching. I do want to give a shout out to a couple people that are just really killing it in the organization. First off, I want to say thank you to Willis Brown. Willis, I love you, man. You're awesome. You're always the first person to volunteer. You always step in wherever we need help, and he's been coming into the office one day a week, volunteering with us, just helping out wherever we could use help. So I appreciate you, Willis. Jenna Hornick, new to the team, thank you. You are killing it. Rock star, so smart. Appreciate all you're bringing to the table. I want to thank Jen Molesky. Thank you for all that you're doing. Excited to have you on as hospitality. Also helping me with the blogs, which you didn't want me to mention. Chrissy O'May has been coming in regularly, helping out in the office. Thank you, Chrissy. Really appreciate what you're doing. She's actually on a phone call now with somebody from Fresno, California that wants to start a City Fam. She's talking to them. And I want to thank Kimberly King. Kim's been with us. Kimmy, as you guys may know her, has been with us for a long time, and she is amazing, and she runs all of our volunteers at like the Ravens and the Orioles games, and I'm just so grateful because, you know, I don't even know what's going on with the Ravens games, to be honest. Like, that's how good of a job she's doing. Like, I don't even know what's happening. All I know is that people are working them, and I'm not getting any phone calls about it, which is amazing. So I want to thank you, Kimmy, for doing that. So really, that's about it. I wanted to kind of mention we have a Halloween party this Saturday, the 27th, at BJ and Jessica Daisy's house, who is Billy Lofton's cousin. Really sweet house. I don't know if I would call it a mansion, but it's kind of bordering a mansion. But he's got a really nice place, a theater room, a heated pool, a hot tub. There's going to be bonfires, bobbing for apples. you know, lots of fun games. We're going to have a costume contest for prizes, and it's going to be awesome. So if you guys aren't doing anything, I know that there's maybe 40 tickets left. You can go to cityfam.com, pick up a ticket. It's $5 for contributing members, $20 for non. It'll be a good time. We do it every year. And then the day before Thanksgiving, we're going to be volunteering with the Goodwill again. Or actually, I'm sorry. It's the Goodwill or the Salvation Army. I can't remember. But we're going to be volunteering the day before Thanksgiving at the Baltimore Convention Center. We're going to be feeding the homeless. We did this last year. It was awesome. If you're looking to get involved, you know, give back around the holidays, it's a great feeling. I promise you it will make your Thanksgiving dinner taste that much better. So sign up for that. I don't think it's on the cityfam.com website, but it will be this week. So check it out. I think that's it. I'll post the video from New York on YouTube along with this. So if you're able, go over there and check it out. See you guys.